right. So the Astros have looked pretty rough against the Giants. They've been in all the games, but the first game they took it 1-1 into the 10th inning and scored 2 runs at the top of the 10th, and then gave up 3 runs at the bottom of the 10th, so they lost. And so that made Montero, Hader, and Presley all blow win and save opportunities within 2 games, is what that basically boiled down to between Sunday and Monday. Okay. So second game against the Giants, Astros won. They held on 3-1 the way it should have ended on the first game. It's like, okay, well, I'll take it, but I'm also noting that they had runners on second and third with nobody out. Caratini and Altuve came up and struck out. No sacrifice flies, no bunt him over, no fielder's choice, nothing. Just 2 outs, runners at second and third. Bregman grounds out what should have been a ground out to the left side of the infield, and they had a throwing error to try to throw him out for out number 3. They threw it past the first baseman. We scored 2 runs. That's how we won. Now, I'll take the win and the ball bouncing in our direction, but I'm so concerned about our offense producing with runners in scoring position, particularly when we have nobody out and the leadoff runners on. Today in Game 3, we got the flip a coin Valdez that didn't pan out and gave up runs, gave up strong hits, kind of gave us the warning signs in innings 3 and 4. We kept him in there. Bases loaded with 1 out, had a 2-run line drive off him. Currently it's 5-3. Astros go up after Abreu had already been out twice, okay, and not strong outs, just out. Caratini got a leadoff hit, nobody's out. We got the leadoff runner on. This is the 7th inning. Instead of pinch hitting for Abreu with anybody else, you know, could have been Singleton, who is looking good, hitting in the game yesterday or the day before, had a couple of hits, almost hit a home run, hit the ball into the water, just went foul. I mean, out of the stadium, into the water, but foul. But let's not play him, let's play Abreu. And after Abreu's already shown us he's not looking great today, 0 for 2, we're trying to score a couple runs, we got the leadoff hitter on, let's not pinch hit for him. Let's not pinch hit with low Perfido for him and then bring Singleton in later. Let's not pinch hit with Singleton for him now. And I get Singleton hasn't done well as a pinch hitter, so pinch hit with somebody else, anybody else. And then have Singleton come in and play first. But we're not going to do that. We're going to let Abreu hit, and just as he's about to strike out on 3 pitches again, he grounds out softly straight to the second base bag, turning an easy double play, and we're quickly out of the inning after the next batter. So instead of getting the momentum of a leadoff batter getting on, bunting someone over, maybe stealing a base. I know Caratini doesn't have stolen base speed, but you can bunt him over to second, especially when you're not hitting well. At least be serviceable. Can't do that. Need to be a double play. Would have been better for him to strike out. And that's what I used to feel about Maldonado last season, is when he'd come up to bat and there'd be runners on base, it'd be like, just don't hit it into a double play. Go ahead and strike out or do a sacrifice fly, hit one of your random home runs, but just please don't double play. And that was the win, is when he wouldn't double play. It was okay that he got out, but he didn't get the other guy off the base too. He didn't erase the base runners. So it was a bit frustrating because it just doesn't feel like Espada. I gotta blame Espada because he's the one making the calls in these situations. He's got the lineup card. He's got, replacement hitters. You can sub people in and out. You can, especially when they're struggling. You can say, hey, look, you're not hitting this guy. It's cool. Let's take you out. And if they replace the pitcher with somebody else, instead of giving them a look, be like, it's not your game, man. You're 0 for 2. Anyway, so it just doesn't seem like they're making the obvious choices to put themselves in the best situation to win. And I have to say, last night when we won 3-1 and Presley came in the 9th inning, I was holding my breath the entire 9th inning. Every pitch I was waiting for them to get a double, and then the next guy get walked, and then hit a home run and end the game in the 9th inning. But they didn't. Presley got the save. He looked pretty good, and we were fortunate, you know. I hope that all the Astros do well. I hope Abreu comes in and works his average up to 240. I hope that Diaz hits 25, 30 home runs this year. I hope Tucker comes back and wins MVP, and I hope that Valdez can get down to a 2 ERA. But with what's happening, this isn't just like a small percentage of the games anymore. We've had April, May, now we're in the middle of June. We're going on to having 3 months of baseball at this point. And we're still in the mix for the division because the division is not performing well. And a lot of it can be attributed absolutely to the starting pitching, who has not been good. I'm drinking some of my coffee. If you can't tell, I need to get more caffeine. But half of the starters that we were planning on either are coming back from injury or have gone out injured after spring training. So before spring training, we're like, hey, we're getting McCullers back. We're getting Garcia back. Who are we going to send down once they're back? Well, guess what? It's going to be an easy choice because everyone's hurt. We got Band-Aids and corks all over the Hoover Dam here. But it doesn't look like we're doing what we need to do in these winnable games. We're still testing the waters to see what we want to do with players like Abreu. You know what you want to do with him? Put him on the bench in important situations. Do your test runs towards the beginning of a game, or a game that we're already blown out, or a game that we're blowing the other team out. Do your tests then. Don't do your tests when we're in a 2-run game. We don't need it. And you know what? I hope when we get McCullers back, when we get Garcia back, that we'll consider putting someone like Hunter Brown as the first man out of the bullpen when the starters are getting blown out in the second or third inning. And say, look, this guy can get us through the 5th at least. When Valdez goes in there and he's giving up hit after hit and nobody out, runners on second and third, score a run or two, then loads the bases the next inning with 1 out, couple of runs. It's like, you know, if the pitcher doesn't have it, be like, dude, we can pitch you sooner if we get you out of here and don't have you pitch 90 pitches. Plus, the whole team gets a loss, not just you. It's not about you, it's still a team. If you're not getting your part done, I got to pull you out of the game when you're falling apart. It's pretty frustrating. Still watching all the games, most of them to completion. Right now it's 5-3, and the Astros have, I think, 3 outs left in the game. I hope they come back and win, but, you know, wife called. She's going to the gym to work out. How am I going to say no? I'm watching the Astros. I can't right now. First off, she watches the games with me. She doesn't mind if I come to bed on these West Coast games that are ending at 11 o'clock to midnight. She doesn't care if I'm up watching all of them. Doesn't say a thing about it. So when they're down 5-3 and making bad coaching calls on players late in the game and they have 3 outs left to go and she wants to go work out at the gym, I'm getting my butt in the car and I'm going to the gym. I'm not finishing that game. Anyway, I'm hoping that the Astros can make some good decisions for the team, can gain some ground. The division is not out of hand, but right now it looks like they're more concerned about what to do with Abreu than how they're going to do as a team. It's like Abreu isn't just failing as one player on the team, they're revolving everything around him, and I'm starting to believe what Dana Brown said about they're going to live and die by Abreu. You don't want to pick your biggest struggling player on the team and say, we're going to live and die by this guy. He gets paid either way. Try to win some games. We could still make the playoffs. We actually have to put our best team in there. We have to put our best foot forward. You remember that big streak of games that we won the majority of our games? I think it was like 11 out of 13, 11 out of 14. This was not the lineup that was in there. Did we just decide, well, that's working too well? Oh gosh, people are getting really high on Loperfido. He wasn't winning it for us, but he put some youth in there. He kept things moving. He wasn't hitting into double plays. He'd strike out. Well, good, strike out. Oh, don't hit it up to second and end the inning, you know? But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Still going for the Astros if they don't win another game this season. Still watch them. Probably going to be on in the background though, I'll be honest. Probably going to play some video games and, you know, play some board games with the wife, eat dinner and have the game on in the back, but, you know, not revolve that 2.5 hours around the game. Let me know what you guys are doing to get through this Astros struggle.